I know I'm usually live by 8 o'clock, but I had to change it to 6 o'clock. So I wasn't actually expecting anyone to join me today, but I still really want to make the broadcast and to get it out there, because that's really important to me. Is sharing that message. That's so important that we get to share that message. And I was talking about, distraction, and of course the deflections that are going on at the moment. And I just want to say a few words, because I just like, this is a kind of, hands off kind of, gloves off, I should say, not hands off. Gloves off broadcast. If you're new to the channel, welcome to BlaXit. I'm Yancho Kajabi, aka Juliet, and I'm the founder of BlaXit. And I will be hosting this live with you today. So I want to say thank you for joining me. I appreciate your time, appreciate your effort, and appreciate your joy. I'm sorry, I rubbed my eye. I have like allergies, so if my eyes start streaming and stuff during this, I do apologize. It's simply because I was in a really dusty area, and my eyes got really dusty, so I changed it today. So firstly, let me welcome you to the channel. Thank you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. BlaXit is all about our dedication to coming back to Africa, our repatriation, our relocation, and of course our Marcus Garvey mind emancipation, us loving ourselves and being in love with our nation, and of course completing that circle that was broken back to our ancestors, back to our nations. That's here in Africa. As you can detect, no, I am not from, I was born in England, and yes, I defected, I left, and I came to Africa to live and not look back since, and loving it, absolutely loving it. And I'm here as a rallying call, if you like, as a beacon of hope and as a message to others to join me and to come to Africa. And that's what I do. I help to facilitate that. I help with repatriation lands, and also with getting you resettled here, and also helping you to, build your dream home if that's what you want, or to find that dream location or that job, or, set your business up. Whatever we can do, we are the all important incubation service for you to help you to resettle here. And, you are so welcome to Africa. Africa is the birthland, and it is the place of our ancestors. And of course, for many of us who are in the diaspora, our forebears were taken and were kidnapped in the most humanly evil way, the most absolutely destructive and inhumane way that has ever happened in the epoch of humanity and history. So, we are these descendants or ascendants of our forebears who were taken against their will by force to go and be enslaved for other nations. And of course, let's not pretend that Africa was not a thriving nation and that things started with slavery. No, it didn't. And we know that we were merchants, and that Africans circumvented the globe well before this. And we are the inventors of most of the wonderful things that enable our lives today. So just starting there anyway. But what do I want to talk about? I just want to talk about, last week I kind of got cut off while I was doing the broadcast for whatever reason. And so we were talking about some of the things that have been said, some of the things that have been done, and around Gambia. And I was trying to dispel some of the myths and misinformation that has been circulated online, and also some of the comments that I've been getting as well. So I just wanted to maybe highlight one or two of the comments, and also sorry, that's just cafe, sorry about the noise. Try to just address some of the BS. I am tired of the BS. I'm not going to lie to you. And every time something happens in an African country, it's almost like we now tarnish the name of that African country, as though no crime happens in any other country. Now, I've got to say that I am disappointed. I am disgusted. Yes, I've said it. I've said it was some of the, you know, I don't even know what to call it. It's almost like a jealous, trifling, disrespectful energy that we have. And it's like an anti-Africanism that we have that's so entrenched that we don't even recognize when we're doing it. And it's such a shame. It's such a shame that any opportunity that we're given, we use it to tarnish a whole country. We don't say, okay, this person, Augustine, or, oh, sorry, comments, sorry, I'm really sorry. Let me bring the comments up. Ooh, Julia, what have you just done? Hello, my darling. How are you? I just want to know how I do the comments because I can't see. The phone's been turned the wrong way today because I didn't want it to fall down. But hello, Lamin Toure. I just want to say hello, Lamin Toure. Keep the comments coming up. I want to see how I can get them up. I'm really sorry, but I'm not so au fait with it this time round or how to do it. But I'll just keep trying anyway. But thank you so much. Let me know where you're actually joining us from. So I was saying that, yeah, I was a little bit dismayed with some of the content that I was seeing online, particularly the way in which they were talking about all these people have been made unalive. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Before you go online and you take to, having these discussions, you must know what you're talking about. You must know what you're talking about. And this is the thing, people don't know what they're talking about. And I should know, I've been a victim of so much slander, libel, just disinformation, misinformation, and, and just the worst kind of, degrading and defamation. And this is from your own people. This is from your own people, and this is what we're doing to try and, lower, when you do a search and you want to put in a country's name, we're actually doing the enemy's job for them. We're destroying and disgracing our own nation. Now, I want anybody who's here in the chat, I want you to tell me where you come from. And I want you to tell me if there is no murder in the country that you come from. I want to know if people don't die in the country that you come from. I come from the UK. That is where I was born. Although I am, of course, an African. I'm an African that was born in that nation. And there was crime every day on the news. There was crime every day on the news. We're too self-destructive. We're too toxic. And we love to gossip too much. Yeah, whether you want to listen to me, whether you don't want to listen to me, you have a choice. But I have to say what I have to say because I'm tired of it. We're too detrimental to each other. We love defamation too much. We have a culture that we've adopted of total disrespect. We love to destroy each other, and it's not worth it. Some of the people that have passed here had underlying health issues. Before they came, you can't put everybody together and lump it as though all these people are being unalived in Gambia, and now you're making Gambia sound like an unsafe place to be. I was out last night, and I want to say a big shout out to Steve and Lavinia, who I was out with, and also Audi Boy. We were out having dinner at a lodge in Fajara. And it was a beautiful lodge, lovely food. Yeah, Julia, don't say it because I get my mouth in a twist. Thank you. Yeah, of course we love God, and of course God loves us. Yeah, we mustn't ever forget that. Okay, about do I love God? Why not? But if you ask me about God, the image of God is like myself. So if you ask me, no, I'm not worshipping any white Jesus and any white God. I'll just say it like it is. And I'm not worshipping any white goddess either. I'm worshipping the image of the divine feminine, of the empress, of the high priestess. I am not worshipping any white God. I'm sorry to tell you this. I'm in Africa. Why should I go and look at and worship someone who does not look like me? So if you have a problem with that, that's your problem, but I am not. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, they say God look like me. So why am I going to worship a white God for? Isn't God the image of you? Okay? I'm tired of the self-hate. And yes, that's right. I do love Jamaica. That's where my parents were born. Wode Maya was there. If you was watching Wode Maya, you would have seen how beautiful and lovely Jamaica is. I love, love, love Jamaica. However, I know that I am African and I have returned to my roots. This is my ancestral roots. Okay? You know, the thing is that we need to create, you know, more business and less barriers. You got these other people coming in, these other people who are not like us coming in every making business, taking land, making investments. And what are we doing? We're sitting, going online and trying to put off other, you know, potential investors that look like us. It has to stop. Yes, there was a murder here, and I put out information on the community page. I put out the court hearing information, and I put out the police report information. And yes, it was a non-Gambian. But I'm not saying that, you know, Gambians are free of crime. No one is, no nation is free of crime. Okay? I am an African. And I choose to live in Africa. Okay? It's like the way I see it is, yeah, I don't know anyone who lives in a country where murder doesn't exist. If you do, tell me in the comments here. I live in a country where murder doesn't exist. Tell me. You know, these things happen. It's not nice and it's not right, but it happens. But it doesn't deter you from going to other countries. How many people in Africa know how many crimes happen in America, how many murders happen in America? And how many of you would still want to get an American passport and still want to go to America? Okay, how many? Thank you so much, GMAC. Oh yeah, GMAC, don't forget to get in contact with me. Okay, I did send you back an email. So, you know, it's like betrayal. I feel like, you know, when you're in a relationship and you do good, yeah? I'm talking to the ladies or the men, okay? So it goes both ways. And you meet someone and you are so good to that person. You are kind to that person. You are loyal to that person. You do not cheat on that person. Okay, you give them your all, you give them your best, you share, you give them respect, you give them honor, and you give them that all important good body works. You know what I'm talking about, okay? Yeah, you hit it up great. You good at you give it all your best, you know, and you give them the best of you. And then they go behind you after they're living with you. Sorry, living in you. Ooh. Yeah. And then they start talking bad about you behind your back because you might have had an argument or a disagreement, or because something happened, they start talking bad about you. When you were loyal and you never cheated on them, you never did anything to harm them. And they're doing this while they were the ones that were cheating on you the whole time. They were the ones that were cheating on you the whole time. You understand? How do you feel? You feel betrayed. You feel betrayed. And if you've been in Gambia, and Gambia is from Africa, okay? And then, you know, you've been loyal to them. You never cheated on them. You never did anything to them. You never harmed them. You never laid a finger on them, you know? But they were cheating on you the whole time, but they never told you, right? So you will feel betrayed. And if Gambia's been good to you, and because of a murder, you turn your back and then you badmouth your home, it's a lack of loyalty. It's a lack of loyalty. You know, not to say that the act doesn't happen in other places, because crimes happen everywhere. But it's that lack of loyalty. Africa's already, you know, got so much bad representation. Why do we have to add to it? Why? Why? Thank you so much, GMAC. Thank you so much for the super sticker donation. Thank you so much. I so appreciate it. I just want to know why. Why do we do this? Every time there's a crime or something, let's pretend like George Floyd didn't exist then, or this didn't exist then, or that didn't exist then. You know, but the thing is that, yes, I don't say that we shouldn't highlight crimes in order to, because the minute something happens, yeah, Gambia's only got 2 million people. GMAC, big yourself up, and thank you for that lovely donation, right? You know, Jason's greetings, please, sister, love and continue your hard work and positive representation of Africa. I'm going to, because I live in a lovely home. I'm sitting here, you know, in my living room. This is where I'm at. You understand? I'm talking to you from my own home. And so, they don't want you to realize. I was out last night and I was with a lovely singer who's a great singer here, and her husband. I don't want to mention their names in case they don't want me to mention their names. And they were there last night, and I was asking them, they live here for now, 2 years. And they came from Virginia in America. And, I was talking about, we talked about it. And, we talked about the situation. He said, look, girl, I'm much safer here. I am much safer here. And then the lady who was his wife was telling me about what it was like for her before she left, to get out of Virginia before she came here. And she told me this story and, about how people were killing themselves and, the terrible things that were happening because people were having anxiety and depression and pressure. Don't understate your situation. But people don't want to talk about, the situation that's around them. They want to talk about everything else. You're sitting in America talking about Gambia. I don't even understand it. And you don't even know what's going on here on the ground. You're just hearing stuff that's online, but when people aren't well as well, some people we're going through their own demons, we're going through their own shadow time, and they weren't always well in their heads. So it's not everything you're to take as gospel. What I'm trying to say to you is that sometimes you have to realize where someone was in their heads. Before, you've got to analyze, use sense and make sense. If you see nonsense, it's because it's nonsense, okay? So all I want to say is that I'm not going to stay here too long because I only plan to be here for like 20 to 30 minutes max. All I want to say to you is don't let the naysayers deter you from coming to Africa. I beg you, please do not. You'll be doing yourself a great injustice. Africa is so wonderful, and Africa cannot be determined and cannot be defined by one crime or two crimes. Especially when so many of us was murdered here when they were taking our ancestors into bondage, into slavery, into warfare. Okay? We know that the blood of our ancestors was spilled here. We know that the lives of our ancestors were lost. How many millions upon millions upon millions upon millions upon millions? And we are not going to let a few people talking online stop us from coming back home. I promise you that. I have land, which is repatriation land, which is, highly discounted for us to come back home. I am not sitting here negotiating hard with alcalos, negotiating hard with landowners and begging, to get land cheaper for us to come home to so that we can turn our nose up on the place which is our rightful birthright, which is our birthright, which is our place. We deserve to have a piece of paradise. This is what the couple said yesterday. Another couple that, came here for the first time from England. Stephen and Lavinia came here for the first time, and they were just saying it's amazing. How they loved it. And this is it. These are the stories that we need to hear. How scary is the news when you see on the BBC that someone died in London, or that someone died in Northamptonshire, or that someone died in East Ham, or that someone died in Stratford, or that someone died in Hackney, or that someone died in Liverpool, or that someone died in Leytonstone, or that someone died in Leighton, or that someone died in Forest Gate, or that someone died in Brixton, or that someone died in Stockwell, or that someone died in North London, or that someone died in Tottenham, or that how many people were unalived? How many black people were unalived or found unalive after I left England? Brother Dougie. How many? So many people were, especially, even look at Sasha was shot in the head. Listen, if you want to talk, let's go back there and talk, because it's not as prevalent here as it is there. That's just the truth. Ain't it scary where you are? Because it's not scary where I am. I don't feel scared, and I'm living here. If I don't feel scared and I'm living here, that's what I'm saying to you. I'm saying to you, yes, be vigilant, yes, be safe, but don't be scared. What are you scared for? That's what they want. The demon wants you to live in fear. Fear paralyzes you. I'm never fear of death or anything else because I'm here to live my life. And every moment of it, I'm going to enjoy it. And that's why I'm here and not there. That's why I'm not in the UK, because I want to enjoy my life. That's why I'm not in the US, because I want to enjoy my life. Who lived a long life and died of illness, or even had a peaceful long life and just died of old age. But they're not mentioned, because why? We want to sensationalize, dramatize. We want, as soon as, and how many unalive, how many people are deleted, or how many people are this, or how many people have been that. And it's completely separate cases, separate people, separate health conditions at separate times, not to be lumped together. Okay? Not to be lumped together. We're doing ourselves a great injustice. And there's too many liars online, and I'm tired of them. Tired of them. And I'm tired of people lying on me too. Just lying. Because I talk the truth, then they want to go and lie on me and go and create channels to lie on me. And what? Because of jealousy? Keep your jealousy. Jealous of. You jealous because I live here and I'm happy? You jealous because I got my nice home? You jealous because I have my family? Are you jealous because I'm happy living in Africa? Are you jealous because I'm free? Don't be jealous. Come and get it. It's here for you. Okay, so there's a message here that's held for review. I just need to look at it. Okay. Thank you for the compliment. I won't show it though. I won't show it. Okay, but I'll just hide your comment. That's from you, Jaguar, right? And so what I'm trying to say is that stop being scared. I'm tired and sick of this word of being scared. Be brave. Be courageous. That's what we need to. We need to be brave. We need to be courageous. We need to put our best foot forward. Our ancestors, regardless of whatever they were going through and everything that they could have gone through, they still remained fearless, because that's why we're here. Okay? When somewhere, saying that they don't want to go into that life, and they threw themselves off the boat to their own watery death because they were determining their own life, their own destiny. They had their own self-determination, and so can you. That's what I'm saying. I want to read some of these comments, okay? So Afri Carry Naturals, just as scary. Okay, I'm not going to use that word scary, okay? So I'm going to change it. I'm just going to start here. The whole world is plus the way people put it. It makes us looking in. Just telling you how we feel. Okay, so what I'm trying to say is that, okay, so if that is how you feel, I'm not going to invalidate your feelings. If that is how you feel, invalidate it. But what I am saying to you, is that sorry, I don't know what's wrong with these. It's like they try and pull me offline. So I guess that's my cue to go. Wendy Green, how are you? Thank you for pointing out that, Juliet, because people are making Gambia seem unsafe. It's not unsafe. Yeah? It's not unsafe. Because someone gets attacked and someone gets murdered doesn't make the whole place unsafe. Doesn't make everyone a murderer. Are you a murderer? No, you're not. Am I a murderer? No, I'm not. Okay? Not to say that there aren't people that do cruel things. Not to say that we don't know the whole set. If you look, he denied responsibility at court. Okay? The person, Augustine, as I put the report out on the community page, only 57 people looked at it. So it shows you that everybody wants to hear gossip, but they don't want to hear the truth. Okay, so I put out the report, the full report, okay? I put out the full report so you could see. I'm having internet issues. Okay, listen, the internet's messing up, but I'm just telling you that. How many black people were killed during apartheid? How many Africans were killed during apartheid? How many of us were killed? That wouldn't stop me from going to South Africa. Okay? So I just want to say, just go through. And if you have plans to come, still come. Don't allow any of this online garbage, and I'm calling it garbage because it's rubbish, okay, to deter you. Yes, there was an incident. Yes, a person died. Yes, many people have died here. And why? Because we live to die, okay? It's part of our life cycle. And it happens, and many people have died of health issues or natural causes. But either way, we have a limited time, and we must understand this. Unfortunately, her life was taken away. And why are we talking about it so much is because it's almost unheard of, isn't it, for it to happen here? So it shows that it's a rare occurrence. It's a very, very rare occurrence for that to happen here. And that's why people are shocked and talking about it. But doesn't that mean that it's safer here than where it is a common occurrence? And in the UK and in the US and other countries, it's in Brazil and other places, it's a common occurrence. In some Caribbean countries, it's a common occurrence. So, let's just, pick sense from nonsense, as they would say. Okay? Let's pick sense from nonsense. Yeah, there were several murders in the UK while I was there. Several. And yes, I admit, the racism and so many other things combined, including the way in which they exploit us for money, and the constant exploitation for money. It was one of the key reasons also why I left. On top of the discrimination, the constant discrimination, the racism issues that I had for myself and for my children, it was unbearable and intolerable. And so that's the reason why I left. I don't want to live where I'm not wanted. Here, when I look around, I'm surrounded by people who look like me. Whether they're good or whether they're bad, they look like me, and I feel more comfortable and safe in this environment than I ever did there. Okay? And yes, it is safe for you to visit. It is safe for you to visit even if you're single or if you come with friends, okay? Or if you come with family. Yes, it is safe to visit. And I was with holiday makers last night, yeah? And I said their names so that you know that they're there. And I just want to say thank you very much for coming. They had a wonderful time, okay? And I'm in the Gambia. I am in the Gambia. Okay, so I am talking from the Gambia. I'm in the Gambia. I'm aware, and I knew also some of the people who passed, and I am in the Gambia. Okay, so I just want you to know that it's not an everyday occurrence. Also want to credit the Gambian police force for acting so quickly and so diligently and professionally. Okay. Now, yes, there's the whole issue about other people and other nationals, but every nation commits crime. So I am not going to say, oh, this person that committed the crime was from this place or that place, because that is what it is, okay? And Gambia is a very beautiful place. If you haven't seen a lot of Gambia, I suggest that you go back to the old videos on my channel where I went around and I showed you a lot of Gambia. In fact, I put out a video today showing you one area of Gambia. Gambia is a very beautiful place. It has beautiful landscapes, beautiful beaches, beautiful places, beautiful villages. It has beautiful rivers. It's a very, very lush place. It also has lots of abundant agriculture as well. It's almost like a beach island. It's very beautiful, and the people are vibrant and nice. And like I said, things happen, but it doesn't mean that they're going to happen all the time, okay, or that it's going to be a regular occurrence. So I just want to say that, because I also got lots of people calling me saying that, Juliet, this is a warning shot for you. Stop talking about reparations and repatriations. It was the agencies that set this up, and stuff like this, and that, it was a targeted hit because, she was obviously also promoting repatriation and citizenship in the same way that I do, just that I take it on a more high profile basis. That was all. And so, no, I'm not going to stop campaigning for citizenship. And no, I'm not going to stop telling people to take their money out of the West and bring it back to the best, which is Africa. I am not going to stop. Okay? I'm not going to stop, because this is where your money is best had. And let me tell you something, yeah, the most amount of land is in the hands of the least. Yeah, and this has got to change. Land is your most vital and important resource. You know, my grandma taught me that, my nan taught me that. Property and land is your most important resource. Okay? And Africa is our, you know, our birthright. It's our ancestral right. And so you must have, when I first got my piece of land here, it was like a dream come true for me. Okay, I'm going to talk to the Black Book Show. Just tuned in. Hi, is that McConnell? Big love to you. Big love to you. McConnell was one of our first cameramen here on BlaXit, who actually did an interview with Osman Toure. That was our first interview with Osman Toure that went viral. If you haven't seen it, do go and look at Osman Toure's interview that went viral, and that really, you know, set him up for the career path that he's on now. So I want to say hello to McConnell. McConnell's also been to several African countries, and he talks about it, and he has some great books about his African experience and also about Rastafari. So please go and hook McConnell up with the Black Book Show. Big yourself up, McConnell. Everybody, please tune into his show. His shows are really good. I try and tune in as often as I can. So please, you know, go to the Black Book Show and hook up with McConnell. Peggy Delani, I first went to Africa. I came by myself, and the second, I had no problems with anyone, and I could afford to stay. And if I could afford to stay, I would, yeah, and I want to live there. So there you have it. So there are some really positive, you know, comments coming from people. Yeah, and so nightlife, I answered your question with regard to you're not familiar with the landscape and locations. But, you know, Africa, just like many other places, you have so many different types of places, but you got the same facilities as what you would have anywhere. Because, of course, you still use, you know, supermarkets, you still go to the market, you still go to the shopping mall, you know, you still go to the cinema, you still go out with your children. Can I ask you something? If you're from the UK, yeah, I was born in the UK. Yes. You live in South Africa? No, I live in the Gambia. Exactly, and compared to the West. Okay, I'm just reading through some of yours. I'm sorry to be random. Can I ask where your lovely accent is from? Okay, England. Okay, being said, thanks for the message coming to the show, which you can't be hearing. I'm just going for your comments, yeah? Wendy Green says, thank you for pointing this out, Juliet. People are making Gambia seem unsafe. People die of natural causes. The poor woman who was attacked is the only anomaly. Exactly. And I just think that, you know, we have to be responsible. And, you know, I've got to say, some people online, you're being very irresponsible. And yeah, I've written comments, and I'm sure that I will be quoted. I'm sure I will be quoted for making those comments. Okay. But don't second guess your visit. Do come, okay? Just don't let anybody deter you. Please don't let anyone do that, okay? You know, at the end of the day, murders happen in everywhere. It doesn't stop you from having to leave your front door and going to work, does it? So don't allow it to stop you from coming to Africa either. Okay, Peter Udoka, Africa is the future, and the people will realize this soon. I completely agree. Africa is the future. Africa really is the future, and I can only say that, you know, my life here is a wonderful life. I really enjoy it, and my only regret is that I didn't do it sooner. I wish I'd done it here. So Kimani Hibbert, I want to big you up, Kimani Hibbert. Moboko, you are right, sister. Garnet Jallo, can't hear you, please check your microphone. Okay, and GMAC, thank you for that all-important sticker. And if you want to give me cash up, I appreciate it. Thank you so much. And Jason, greetings, Jason. Greetings, sister. Love and continue your hard work with the positive representation of Africa. I'm just giving a true representation. Africa, you know, has its faults. Africa has its benefits, just like every other country. Yeah? And thank you, GMAC, so thank you for your great leadership. Yeah, and Mutherkosi Mubeka said he's from Africa. Yeah. And yeah, my parents are from Jamaica. That was for Beris Ford. Okay, so give me some thumbs up, please, before I go, if you wouldn't mind. If you wouldn't mind just giving me a few thumbs up, I would appreciate it, because it helps with the algorithms on YouTube. And as you know, many black channels, especially those talking positively about Africa, some of us experience shadow banning, some of us experience reduced algorithms, some of us experience reduced subscriptions, reduced promotions of our programs. Not to say that it happens generically to all channels, but I know a number of African-based channels who are promoting Africa in a positive way have experienced similar things to me. Whereas if you look at other counterpart type of channels, the views and subscriptions they get far surpass that, particularly on other subjects. So it's something that we're experiencing. So I would appreciate if you wouldn't mind, please, just giving me a few thumbs up. I can see there's quite a few of you here. If you could just all give me a thumbs up, I would appreciate it. I will be leaving this live, but I am tired to say I am tired of the BS. I'm tired of the self-destruction. I am tired of the distractions. Okay, we have to learn to use discipline in the way in which we use social media. We have to learn to be disciplined, because if we're just going to use it to tear each other down, then, you know, the battle's already lost. We have to use it to uplift ourselves and, you know, to be honest and truthful. And that's what I've tried to be, insofar as I can be, with the information and the facts that I have. And I'm only dealing with facts. I'm not dealing with misinformation. So all I've got to say is that, you know, Africa, from my own first-hand experience, I've been living here in Gambia for over 5 years, and this is the first experience of this negative event that I have experienced, that of someone that I know of. And so, yeah, it is, you know, obviously something that you take into account moving forward, but it's not something that prevents me from living my life and enjoying myself. And I'm still going to live my life here in Africa, and I'm still going to enjoy myself. I'm not going to live in a shell, you know, like a snail, or, you know, because of the fact that something has happened. No, I was out last night at Nagala Lodge, where I had a lovely time and had delicious foods and great company and had a lovely time. So I was out with friends and great company. And I want to say a big up as well to an ex-boyfriend of mine who actually recommended for his wife and his who recommended for his brother and his brother's wife to come here on a visit. So I just want to say thank you for that recommendation of recommended them to come to Gambia. So I want to say a big thank you and a big up to my ex-boyfriend, you know, who I was with for a very long time. I want to say thank you very much for recommending Gambia to your brother and also to his wife, because they came and they had a wonderful time. They've had a wonderful time. So I want to say thank you, and I spent lovely time with them. So I want to say thank you so much for making that recommendation and, you know, not believing all of the negative stuff that they've been putting online recently. So I just want to end by saying, remember that we are one nation, we are one people. If my parents come from Jamaica, you know, my heritage, yeah, is still African, and I'm still an African living in Africa. If even though I was born in England, I'm still an African. I'm still African that was born in England. Okay, we are one people, one nation, one destiny, one love, and it's the one love part I want to keep spreading. It's the love. Okay, we have to do right by ourselves. We have to do right by ourselves. I'm sorry if this broadcast came off a little bit Turkish, and you know, Turkish. I meant a bit Turkish, as in a little bit off or a bit sharp. And I do apologise. Yeah, it wasn't meant to be, but it's just that I've had so many. Oh yeah, and I forgot, there was one comment that I wanted to address. Oh my gosh, now it's going to take my phone ages to come off because it's not been switched on. But there was one comment anyway, and it was written by a Gambian to me. So I just want to address this. And they were saying that when you come from the West and you come to Gambia, you know, you must, abort all of your, the word wasn't abort, sorry, leave behind, you know, the Western ways. Now, I just want to be a realist, and I've got to say to you, please don't make comments like that, okay? How can you be living in one country for how many years of your life, and then the minute that you arrive in Africa, you're supposed to do this transformation? No. The same way as when a Gambian goes and arrives in America, you don't transform into someone who was born in America. Being here is an add-on. You going there is an add-on. It's an add-on to who you are. It's about merging those. Oh, I think my phone's on, so I can read it to you properly, because I don't want to subtext what was said, she says. 1 second. I just want to say this quickly before I go and close up, because I think it's quite important that I see a lot of these comments, and I just want to clear some disparages as well, because we must be realistic and understand that it's about a merging of cultures and understanding one another and making that relationship work. Okay, it's like, you know, it's like any relationship. Every relationship will have its challenges. Every relationship will have its difficulties. Some are for a season, some are for a reason, and you know, some are for life. And when you meet that right person, of course, and that person is good to you and knows how to value you, knows how to respect you, knows your worth. And you know, ladies, it's all about the effort that someone's prepared to put in. It's not about emotions, as far as I'm concerned. If a person's not prepared to put in effort for you, it's not, you know, it's not worth it, dear. Yeah. And that's why I love being here, because the effort is put in into you as a person. So the comment was from, okay, I was a little bit late in reading the comments. So it said, let me just turn this off. Assalamu alaikum, and thank you. Oh, sorry, let me just take this offline because I've got all these calls coming in quickly. Woohoo. Okay, so I'm offline. Okay, son, I've just seen your messages and I'll call you after this live, okay? I know you're watching. So it said, Assalamu alaikum, and thank you for sharing. And I know this person because I've communicated with them before, that's why I know where they're from. And it says, all are welcome, but leave your Western ways back in the UK and US. Families and family values come first on the African continent. So I responded, as I do, because of course family values are very important, but everybody's got different family values. Do you see what I mean? Some, like for example, some of us, and I've seen people that grew up in houses where they, you know, habitually beat their children. It might not be something that I personally agree with. And I don't really see that as African. I actually see that as part of the transient legacy of our enslavement. Okay? So, sorry, call came across. So I said, so when other Africans, and that can be Gambian, make it interrelated, could be Senegalese, could be anything, travel outside of Gambia to live, must they abandon their culture and their language and their family values and their ways? It's about being open to learn new things, knowing also how to reject what does not serve our highest good. So if there are Western ways, because I was brought up in a Caribbean family, so I didn't really adopt what I would call Western ways. I was brought up with more African ways. And so that it was my culture. So you can't always assume that because someone was brought up in England that they were brought up with Western values. I was brought up with very African centered family values. And so it's about being open to learn new things, knowing how to reject what does not serve our highest good. Generic assumptions do not apply to such a life-changing transformation, especially when African descendants are not always met halfway. It's an ongoing process and one of positive change. Okay, so that's where I really want to leave it. Okay, is just to say that there are so many experiences that we experience when we come, and people have to understand and also relate to the fact that we have to unify, and in unifying sometimes means having difficult and challenging conversations. Okay, and it's just like a union of two people who come from two different places. It's challenging because your worldviews are different, but it doesn't mean that there isn't commonality in your worldviews, or that there isn't going to be meeting points of unity and understanding and happiness in that worldview. So when we come over, don't ever, regard what we've learned. Think about all of the benefits that we can bring, because there are lots of benefits that we can bring, things that we have learned and things that we can help, in terms of benefiting. Because like I said, some of the old ways weren't good ways. I don't believe in beating my children, even though I was beaten as a child. I don't believe in beating my children. Many of us were beaten. Everyone's got a whooping. I remember one time, I was playing cricket in the garden and I put the ball through the window, smashed the window. Okay. It wasn't for any reason. It was because, obviously I got a little bit butt wild. The ball hit too hard, thought I was playing for the West Indies. Juliet, mash! Ooh, I knew I was going to get it. So what I'm trying to say is that, if that happened here and my son did it, would I whoop him? No, I wouldn't. I'd fix the window, but I would talk to him about, the way in which he's playing with the ball. So we have different approaches. And so what I'm trying to say is, different children. I'm not saying that you shouldn't discipline your children. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you shouldn't discipline your children. I just don't think violence is the way forward. For us to teach children to have fear. I think that we need to teach children to, love themselves, to be confident in themselves, regardless of wherever they're born, and to, try and be the best person that they can be, and to know that if they do good, God will follow them, and if they do bad, bad will follow them. Okay, so that's the end of today's show. I hope you enjoyed it. Like I said, sorry about being tired of the BS, but I had to say it. And I want to get us back on track, coming back to Africa. And remember, we only have a few plots remaining in Gunjur. Gunjur is a beautiful, beautiful coastal village, which has beautiful rivers and beaches. And so we only have a few left, and prices in Gunjur are through the roof now. So we've done our best to keep those prices really, really low for you. Okay, but it's hard to get any more. So, I'm just letting you know before you miss out on your chance. You can, secure one with a 25% deposit. Okay, and the person in Ontario, I think that you need to get some glasses. I think you need to get some glasses, or you're on the DL. Yeah, you're on the DL. Okay. If you can't tell, you're definitely on the DL. And there are plenty of people on the DL in our community, so I'm finding out, which is a real shame, which is a real shame that, we have this mental illness where we're confused about our gender and our sexuality. And, we've gone into deviant lifestyles and deviant self-abuse. So Ontario, Canada, stay there with your homosexuality. Thank you very much. It is illegal in Gambia. So if you want to take your homosexuality, stay in Ontario, Canada, because it is illegal in Gambia. Okay? It is illegal in Gambia. Okay? And if you can't tell the difference between a woman and a man, you need to go look down between your legs. Okay? Because I know fully well I had children, and I know exactly what I am, and I am all woman. Okay? One big, sexy, lovely, juicy woman. Okay? So, thank you. Good morning. So someone's asked me, why is it illegal? I think you should know the answer to that. I think you should only answer to that. How do we make children, dear? How do we make children? Is it not a man and a woman that make children, dear? Yeah? Together, naturally, as in making love, normally, natural. Let's talk about nature. Let's not go against it. Yeah? Okay? Let's not go against nature. Let's love Mother Nature. Okay? Let's love Mother Africa. Okay? Some of these people that are really confused about who they are, they like to go and create negativity. They're karmic. Okay? They live in this depraved and disgusting lifestyle, which is karmic. Yes. That's why when people ask if I believe in God, I told them, yes, I do. If I believe in the goddess, the female goddess, black, beautiful female goddess, yes, I do. If I believe in the black, beautiful God, yes, I do. And when I believe he's going to call judgment, yes, I do. Justice will be coming. Our reparations will be coming. Yes, I do. Because this is the African, this is what it is in Gambia. I didn't make the law. I follow it and I abide by it. And yes, it's with that practice, stay where you are in the West. Okay, many African countries, it is illegal to be and to practice. What do they call it? What's the proper word for it? Lord, and remember, yeah. Who God bless, no man curse, yeah, and no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Okay, so this is why I say, those people that are confused about who they are and what they are and will carry on with their depraved and woeful ways have mental illnesses, I believe. I believe it's a sickness, and it used to be defined as a sickness medically. It used to be defined as a sickness medically, and the agenda is to destroy the family, okay, and especially to destroy the black family units, okay. They brought it over as Alexander the Great, that nasty. I don't even want to talk about that anyway. But, they brought it to us. And doesn't mean that we have to follow their ways. Yeah, it's not everything that the devil does, you have to follow it. Okay? Leave them with their demonic ways. Leave them with their karmic ways. We know better. Be a divine person. Be a divine person. Okay? Be a divine person. Live your life cleanly and live your life well. I would rather be celibate than, live a deviant, loose life. I would rather be celibate. Okay? So I'm going to leave it there. Don't want to get too much into this topic. You already know how I feel about it. I don't believe in hurting anybody because of their mental illness. I believe in curing people. I believe in healing people. I believe that many people that have followed deviant lifestyles have been abused or have been victims of abuse or have trauma or childhood trauma that has been unhealed or neglect that has been unhealed, and they need to be healed. Okay? I think there needs to be healing. So I think there's a solution. Okay? I think there's a solution. That's what I've got to say. Okay, sexy chocolate, hot chocolate. Okay, yeah, I got in trouble for that. Yeah. So, tell people to stop following friends and make decisions for themselves. Mr. Junior Gill said, stop telling people, so tell people to stop following friends and to make decisions by themselves. And Convox says, sexy chocolate. Hello, Todd Graham. Yeah. And greetings. Not being educated with reality facts. Okay, so listen, thank you so much for joining me today. Like I said, it was a bit of a bittersweet one. And I'll say, like it is. I might go against the grain. So just want to say that I just stand in my own 2 feet. I stand in my own mind, and I speak with my own voice. And I'm glad that you joined me to hear it. I'm glad that you valued what I have to say. And thank you, Frank Goz. Yeah, here's Pepper Philly. Hi, Jeffy. Here's Paper Jeffy. Hi. And Frank Goz, you look so pretty. Black don't crack. Thank you so much, very much, for your lovely compliments. I do appreciate them. I love my African queens and the mothers and the aunties and the sisters. Africa is a great alternative, and it's a great choice. And if you want to get in contact with me, grab a pen and paper. It's info@blaxithome.com. It's info, info at BlaXitHome. That's BlaXithome.com. Okay, that's info@blaxithome.com. And if you'd like to donate to help us with the channel, then we're making new content at the moment. You can via PayPal, via BOP Collective, that's BOP Collective at yahoo.com. That's BOP Collective, so BOPCOLLECTIVE at yahoo.com, or via Patreon with BlaXit. Okay? You just put in BlaXit, BLAXIT. Audrey McLean, I want to say greetings too. I think I've got some paperwork here for you, actually. But anyway, greetings. Want to send love and, leave you in a great state of mind. Yeah, all things are possible here on the continent, and leave you with love and, of course, lots and lots and lots of love, as always. High vibration, high frequency love. We can do it. We can do it together. Let's just keep it bright. Let's keep it together, and let's come home to Africa. Okay, that's what BlaXit's all about.